Hey guys, it's Jonathan, and I am here with a total random thought of the day because I haven't come at you with my JSauce blog too often in a while, and I just am a little lazy and don't feel like typing today. I'm feeling good, but my fingers are not cooperating as great. But I was reading the news today, and by the news I mean I was reading The Onion, and by reading The Onion I mean I was reading it off a repost of somebody's page because I'm just that, lazy. And I figure if I read enough satire, eventually I will come up with something that is intelligent and productive and worthy of me broadcasting to society so that you all think that I actually know something. But the article on my friend, and I'll let you know, Brandon, I saw it on your page. It was about a man not knowing coworkers' names. And I could totally identify to this. My first year teaching at the high school, which was the last place that I worked, one day a woman came up to me, really sweet, in the faculty cafeteria, and she's like, "Hey, my name is Allison. What's your name?" And I'm like, "Hey, I'm Jonathan." I go, "It's nice to meet you." And she's like, "Oh, Mark, it's nice to meet you too." And I'm like, "Mark is happy to meet you." And so, like, from that day forward, and every day forward, like, from across the cafeteria, she'd be like, "Hey, Mark, how's it going?" I'd be like, "It's great, Al. You have a great weekend." And a friend of mine was like, "You have to tell her. You have to tell this woman. You're going to embarrass her." And I'm like, "Why am I going to embarrass her? Why am I going to tell her and ruin this wonderful work friendship that I have? I am perfectly capable and happy being Mark." So I made it through the year with being Mark. I think one of the more embarrassing things, though, could be like when somebody you know introduces you to somebody, and they're like, "Hey, this is John. I'm Jonathan." And they're like, "Hey, this is Jason," and I'm like, "Hey, it's nice to meet you." And then the other friend will walk away, and I have to look and be like, "By the way, my name is Jonathan. Please don't tell her because I don't want to lose the friendship." So I think that kind of goes back maybe to trying to be a nice person, I guess, and please somebody, which I probably shouldn't be, pleasing somebody that way, but it kind of goes also along the lines of dating. Like, you go on a date with somebody and it's just really not that great, and at the end of it they pay for it and they're like, "Do you want to do this again?" And you're like, "Ah, shit, they paid for it. Yeah, I'd love to do it again." Or like more recently, like being on dating apps and going online trying to find dates, and somebody's like, "I just lost my job," or "My cat just died," and you're like, "Shit, I'm gonna have to pay for dinner, aren't I?" And say yes. And these are the kind of people I tend to attract. So, anyway, if you happen to know anybody, I am single. Just let them know that my name is Jason and I'm generally free for dinner, and they have to pay though. And so, other than that, that was kind of my random JSauce thought for the day. Letting you know, Memorial Day's coming up, as y'all know, and I'm looking forward to that. And the pool is opening tomorrow. Going back to the pool, which leads me to another random thought, because I kind of have random thoughts. I'm stubborn when I go to the pool, and I won't use the water chair to get in, which means transferring from my chair to a chair that'll fit in the water and they can just slide me in. I'm just like, no, I can't. I can't. It's just a personal thing. And I would rather, pop out of my chair onto the ground and just kind of do a little belly flop into the water with my little floaties that I have. But that tends to scare the crap out of people. When people see a person in a wheelchair and then they see the wheelchair unattended and the operator of the chair sitting on the ground, that freaks people out. Like, whereas I'm comfortable. Like, that same thing just happened when I went out to dinner with some friends on this Sunday. I had to do that to scoot into a restaurant, and people were who were previously like, just acting like I wasn't around. As soon as they saw me on the ground, they were like, "Oh, what do I do?" And I'm like, "I'm fine." But what happens is people will either do one of two things. They'll like swim away and pretend they don't see you, or they will all come rushing at you saying, "What can I do? What can I do? What's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? Can I help him?" And I'm like, "Nothing is wrong with him." And I'm like, "No, you cannot wrap your hands around my waist, and no, you may not touch me there. I'm just getting in the pool." But people generally mean well. Anyway, so that's my random thought of the day. I don't really know where I was going with it, other than I wanted to talk about news and started talking about The Onion and people calling me random things and going on dates and getting touched. I don't know. It doesn't go the way I thought. But have a happy Memorial Day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.